This is Jack from the ArtChart.net.
This conference will now be recorded.
Sorry, this is Jack from the Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Thursday, the 8th of August. Our disclaimer, we do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what we're doing and learn from it and transfer it to your own charts, and I'm not here to issue trading signals. I'm still having a little trouble remembering. I've just said so many times from the ArtChart on there. It's a little hard to remember. Okay, right, let's move on. Okay, I did the post yesterday, and actually that was pretty close to the high, and we fell down. So the initial bear flags have broken down. Does this mean we head straight to the low? Well, we've got a target there, but of course there's always a chance with a flag that given that so many of them are A, B, C moves, that actually we just finished A. So there's an opportunity here to go up and make a higher high before we come down, and we may do that. So watching this with interest, I think we're likely to do one or the other, and if we do go and make a higher high, I think we're likely to come back down afterwards. We will see how it goes. We've got really, the buy signal has pretty much made target now, so I'm writing that off at this stage. NQ, we didn't have a buy signal there. Again, this could be an ABC. If it isn't, then we're heading straight back to the lows. If it is, we could do a higher high, and then probably we would head back to the lows. RTY, again, could be an ABC. YM, again, could be an ABC. Looking at DAX and the STX, less of a retracement here, which is interesting because, of course, DAX and the STX were leading the charge to the downside on Friday and Monday. But again, same comments could apply, but less clear. This would be an ABC there than on the others. Okay, let's have a look at those on the bigger picture charts. ES, of course, has made target here. I am wondering about a further move down to reach this possible head and shoulder neckline in the 50-20 area. Pretty much the same story on SPX. We went through the first possible head and shoulder neckline, and I'm wondering about a move to the second in about the 49-53 area. Looking at the flags I was posting yesterday, that is the flag. That is it breaking down. We could do an ABC, and if we were to do an ABC, hang on 1 second, then really it would be looking like, hang on, it would be looking like this. This would be at the low, or a possible AM low to get there this morning. Would we have a really obvious channel option? No. Would we have another option that was obvious? Not enormously so, but probably my preferred option would be this. That we would make a flag wedge, and that we would head up maybe another 25 handles, 20 to 25 handles, to make this trend line here. So going to be watching that with interest. I'll probably do a post looking at the options on that today, but that's how we would be looking on that. On NDX, again, nice flag. Again, broke down. Again, it may go straight to the low. But I'm going to draw in a potential ideal flag option on that as well. And quite often those would get reached if this is an ABC. IWM, that also break down. I was saying yesterday this was kind of messy unless it was already breaking down, and it was already breaking down. We didn't quite make it to the double top target, but pretty much. So might need to make that this morning. I'll draw that in on the post. On Dow, hang on, wait a second. Yeah, Dow, we didn't really have a particularly compellingly obvious flag here. It's so I didn't draw one in. But again, if there was an ABC, we could set up a pretty decent one. All right, let's have a look at DX. DX. This also could be doing an ABC flag. 60-minute buy signal has now made the full target, and thinking probably got decent resistance at the weekly pivot at 103.49. ZB, 60-minute buy signal fixed, hasn't delivered anything so far, has gone a little lower, could be setting up a double bottom. CL, CL is an interesting one because I've got an okay looking inverted shoulders here, not perfect but not bad, and this is broken up with a target in the 77.5 area. Now, just to recap on the daily chart here, US dollar, just to mention, bigger picture target obviously would be this trend line here in 95. But looking at oil, we went down. I mean, I was mentioning when we got here that there was a possible target at Triangle Sport at 70, just under 72, and we made it exactly. This is a very good area to find support, and I'm thinking that obviously we may have made a decent short-term low there, maybe returning to the daily middle band, possibly even to triangle resistance. We will see. But in the context of that, obviously, it's quite reasonable to think this might well make target and possibly make it to the test of the monthly pivot at 78.69. Going to be watching that with interest. NG. NG, we've got nothing really to say on the 60-minute chart, but I've got to say the daily is looking pretty interesting. On the daily chart, we've got a weak RSI 5 buy signal, which is fixed. We've got almost had a very weak RSI 14 buy signal, and if we had that, then that would have fixed too. But there is some positive divergence here. We're testing the daily middle band, which I've got at 211. If that breaks, then we could see a bit of a rally here. I am wondering if afterwards it's going to come back and retest its low here at 1.522. Okay, let's have a look at GC. GC, we have a move sideways here. Rather depends on where we go with dollar here, but actually I would say on the index this was a higher high. We were just switching over into December when it was made, but this was a higher high on December, and this is a potential level top here. So I'm watching that with interest, and watching the dollar. SI went a little lower, possible little double bottom here. It's quite nice. HG, we've got a possible little double bottom here too, and that is nice. And on the daily chart, hang on wait a second. On the daily chart, we've got possible weak RSI 14 buy signal brewing, and we've got a weak RSI 5 buy signal fixed on the daily, but a possible full size one brewing as well. I am wondering about a possible low here. It doesn't need to make one, and obviously we're below the obvious 200 DMA support at 4.1, so we will see how that goes. All right, let's have a look at the currencies. EURUSD had a little head and shoulders. This may have evolved into a slightly larger head and shoulders here, and it's not bad, and that is breaking down. So I'm going to be watching that with interest. If that makes target, the target would be in about the 1.08 area. So watching that with great interest. GBP USD, this has been entirely unresponsive to any declines in the dollar so far. Obviously, stuff in England happening, and elections for party leaderships and so on and so forth, and uncertainty and riots. So that's not doing the pound any favours. Possible little level bottom here. We'll see how it goes. The USD/JPY. Now this was a big performer last week. I've got more to say about this on the daily chart. This kind of looks like a bear flag forming at the moment. And if we have a look at the daily chart, EURUSD, we've reached the obvious triangle resistance and are breaking over it very slightly. This could be in the process of breaking up. USD/JPY, we had a nice support trend line here, and that broke. Might be going to a back test. I've got that in about the 149 area. No current positive divergence. Got to say, this is almost asking for a retest of this low, and possible continuation downwards. Looking at Australian dollar. USD CAD first. USD CAD. Nice, decent looking head and shoulders. There's broken down with a target in the 1.36375 area. We'll see how that goes, but I'm quite liking the downside here. Australian dollar, possible IHS forming, not a bad one. That could break up with a target in about the annual pivot area 67.46. NZUSD, no obvious reversal pattern particularly. I drew in this line here as possible cup with handle, but I have to say that's not a pattern I like as a reversal pattern. It could have a target up here in about the 61.25 area though. We shall see. Again, looking at the daily charts, Australian dollar, this is a compelling sign this is going to go up. I've drawn in a rising support trend line here, and you can see we hit it exactly. Pretty good chance that was low. Might retest the low, but really the outlook looks as though it's heading higher. Okay, let's have a look at KC. KC Heading back up into a retest of this high, I think. Sugar, nice looking double bottom here, very tasty. Sustained break up over resistance here at 19.35 would probably take us back up into this high. CC, still kicking around. I've drawn this potentially as a larger flag, but I don't particularly like the top trend line. ZW, nice looking double bottom on corn, nice looking double bottom. On soy, nice looking nested double bottom. And if you have a look at the daily charts on those, we've got some positive divergence, which is worth mentioning. We've got on wheat, we've got an RSI 14 buy signal just fixed. We already had an RSI 5 buy signal, though arguably that's reached the possible near miss target. Corn, we've got an RSI 14 buy signal fixed. Soy, we've got a weak RSI 14 buy signal fixed, full size one brewing. This is a nice setup for a reversal back up on grains. Don't know if we're going to see it, but it is nice. Cotton. Probably have to switch over to save charts in a moment. We've got a weak 600 buy signals, reached possible near miss target, still kicking around near the lows. And let's just do these on save charts. Lumber. Double bottom has broken up, still thinking about whether it's going to reach the targets. Alternate targets at 535 and 545. On live cattle, we've got a nice looking double top here, which is broken down with a target in about the 1745 area. And lean hogs still looks like a bull flag forming, might still be forming. If so, might see a lower low here. But chances are after that it'll be heading up for a retest of this high here in the 78.75 area. Okay, just for a quick review on indices and have a quick look at questions, of which we have none at the moment. Right, we saw the decline that I was looking for yesterday, and we've made a higher low at the moment. Now, there are two ways this can go. Either we can head straight back and retest the lows, which we might do, or this could be an ABC, and we could see a higher high, and then, in all likelihood, go back and retest the lows. This little IHS here, which is broken up, has failed. One way or another, a low retest looks likely, but the question is the route we take there. This could be ABC and then do it. Nice looking ABC on NQ, potentially. Nice looking ABC on RTY, potentially, and nice looking ABC on YM, potentially. We could do that. So the choices really are go back and test the low directly, or make a higher high and then probably come back and retest the low then. So we shall see. All right, great. I've already got the charts posted. I'll have this posted ASAP. I'll catch you guys later.